Subscribe our channel 13 and press that bell icon to get an instant update of our latest content.
One of our earlier posts was titled as Switch It Off. Maybe let me read that post first and then we can have a conversation. So many times we empower people, situations, and conditions so much that we seem to be under the control than the other way around. Our happiness and peace are at the mercy of those things which are beyond our circle of influence. A best friend, a supportive team member, a trusted spouse, or a compassionate teacher. All of these are beyond your expectations and your wishes. They can change. Many times they will change. So do the conditions and situations around us. Not just they stop nurturing us, but can sometimes be damaging to our mental and emotional well-being. Emptiness is to take out all those wires and connections which give power to those counterproductive expectations from people and situations around us. It is not to cut with those people, but to take away the dependence and the attachment associated with that. Acceptance and compassion are the access to move towards peace and happiness. Peace for ourselves, peace for those around us. So, if we look at this particular post, the context is that we are not talking about being distant from people or away from them, but to remove the kind of dependencies, the attachment, the expectations. We typically say that expectations lead to frustrations because there are a lot of things which are uncommunicated and we keep those expectations from people around us in our own mind, and when we see that those expectations are not fulfilled we get irritated, frustrated, depressed. So the context is to look into the areas how we can be connected yet detached.
Expectations are always there, and one has to acknowledge that. Now, there is nothing wrong or right about having expectations. It seems quite natural when you are completely into it that oh, then am I not even supposed to expect from my parents, or am I not even supposed to expect from my friend, or am I not even supposed to expect from my children? All these kind of questions are also coming to my mind. And the thing is that you can expect, but I also feel that those expectations are never met because it's an irrational demand, uh, in a way that your expectations are coming to fulfill your own desires, your own pleasures, whereas the other person on the outside is not a server of you, is not going to be serving you all the time. And in that context, if you see, we can be only grateful to our parents who have done so much till now, and then that expectation is not ending. It is a similar thing with children as well. Now, how is one supposed to know what the other person is expecting out of them? And even if that person knows, why is that person to serve that, is there to serve that person? Now, that the counter argument may be that that person also has another set of expectations
Hmm.
internally.
Hmm.
Now, if we keep on expecting, then there is uh, a sort of nullified effect.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I actually don't know how to put this across,
Mm-hmm.
but there's a certain. I'm just trying to articulate myself into this conversation.
Okay.
But you can go ahead, please.
Yeah. So, as you rightly said, what happens is typically when a person is expecting something from other person, there is, as we said, the possibility of not getting or not meeting that expectation. So, we are not saying from a transactional or operational point of view. Of course, you will expect a delivery to be done by a Amazon person, and that's a normal expectation which you will have.
Hmm.
So, same way, transactionally, it is very important to have expectations. Otherwise, it will be difficult to operate in the world. What we are talking about is at an emotional and psychological level. When we expect people and when we say that we expect people, when I want my parent to do something for me, or when I want my spouse to do something for me, or my close friend to act or react to me in a certain way, there it is not only at the transactional level. Transaction is just the showcase, It is just what shows up outside as a
Mm,
transaction. Inside, I want to be loved. Inside, I want an assurance that they love me. And when I have this kind of a irrational, as you rightly put, kind of a expectation that someone should love me, there is a huge possibility that expectation may not meet, or the expression in which that is expressed may not land to you. So there are two ways of looking at it. One is to either be completely detached of that expectation, which is not easy, I agree with you. The other way of it, to look at it, is to create a particular expression as an expression for of love for you. So for example, in my case, I know that my mother loves me, but then her way of expressing that love is to make me a sweet dish.
mm,
Now she, in a culture in which I am in, it's not very open to come for a mother to come and give a hug and say that I love you beta ye wo. We don't do that. So eh, her way of expressing love is to make some sweet dish for me, like a shira which I love or something else. So that kind of expression, if I can understand and if I can relate to it, then there is a possibility of creating relationships where I can create love for myself rather than expect from others.
and when you understand that in that right context, uh, on one particular day after you come back from somewhere, and your mother is at home and she does not prepare sweet dish for you, in that understanding, there is something that you will never question, that love, you will never question whether your expectation is met or not, but you will be concerned that what is happening with you, and in that there is a genuine reciprocation also which happens
Yes.
when you are aware of it. Now, I was just also, you said transaction, which was very interesting part. That expectation, of course, are there on a transactional level and they are to be met. But let me also share my personal incidents from a few months ago. I had ordered something on Amazon, and uh, expected delivery was, say, today. Now, it was an important delivery and everything said and done. For some reason, because of the rain and all, the delivery guy could not make it to that day, and it was supposed to be delivered in the first half of the day, but second half, now it's end of day. I had started frantically, tweeting Amazon saying that, where is my package? You said it's out for delivery, but it's not delivered yet, and so on and so forth. And of course, Amazon was very kind in terms of reverting back and trying to update me. The poor man must have got stuck with the rain and uncertainty of the weather somewhere, and that got the package delayed by a day. But in the evening, when I was present, the entire tantrum that I was throwing was of, uh, uh, on the surface, that Amazon, you kind of committed to me that you will deliver, and you generally live by your commitment. What is happening? You are not living by your commitment. I was camouflaging and using that, but what was I was internally camouflaging was that I'm your customer and you're not giving importance to me,
Hmm.
right? And I think the moment I became aware of that, the entire operation of my own, the way I was conducting, was coming from a state of ego.
Correct.
And it just paused, like, okay, it's been raining for me just to reach from office to home. Usually takes 30 minutes, but it has taken 1.5 hour this particular day. That poor guy must have been going around everywhere, and there was a sense of compassion towards the other person. It's not that your importance is being questioned here. Amazon is committed to deliver, and they have tried everything. They had the choice not to respond to my tweet also. In the tone of aggression that I had put my tweet, they absolutely had the choice to ignore it completely, but they did not. And so, yeah, I mean, you are masking something else
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
expectation. You show one and you hide something else.
True. The expression is something else. And uh, Here also in the post, when we are talking about disconnecting the wires or switching off, as the title goes, it is not to be taken in a way to detach or to
Cut the
ignore,
cord.
yeah, or to cut the cord kind of thing. That's definitely not the context. In fact, to if the moment we remove all the expectations which we are attaching to it and unable to understand the real expression, the moment we start understanding the real expression, nothing like it. But before that, we need to understand those expectations is something which we are talking of switching off, so that you get access or a direct touch in the person who is there. And many a times what happens is that the way we create the other person, inside of that thinking we will be able to relate to the person. Like in your example which you said, if we think that okay, this person is maybe careless person or casual person, and that's why the delivery is not happening or something like that. So mm, it's all in our head that we are relating to the other person that way. The moment you said that oh, he is a person who is committed, but then because of the rain or because of any other things he is not able to give, you look at the whole thing in a different way. Your reactions, your emotions come out in a very different way.
Absolutely. And uh, even a thought also came across, like that person has my number, he could have just called and acknowledged even that as an expectation. Now, I don't know where what that person or the situation is in, but just I'm becoming kind of aware of what all expectations come into such situations. Now, moving forward, uh, what really happens, do you think, that when we become aware of this expectation, actually what is at stake? What what becomes available? More important than that, I think, is what are we losing in the game of expecting many things in this irrational demand.
Yeah, I think we are losing our own peace of mind. If we see, if not anything else, the first thing which is getting impacted is our own well-being, our own emotional hygiene is at stake, because you are getting upset or you are getting irritated or frustrated on other people's behavior, which are absolutely not in your control any which way. So firstly, you are giving the power to the external forces rather than keeping it with yourself. And not to do it as a technique, again I am saying, it is with a genuine interest of your own self and also of the relationship with whom you have.
Yeah, and in the context of relationship, it reminds me of about 10 years ago, one of my friend had uh, said that expectations is the freak up of all the relationships, except that she did not use the word freak.
I
But
got
you
it.
get the point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it was in a joking context that she said that, but but it made so much sense.
It makes a lot of sense. I think whether it was just kidding or making a fun of it, but then I think it is very true, because that's where the whole thing starts. And then you start making your own stories, supporting and finding evidence to your own stories, and it's a never ending loop then. And as you said, the impact or the payoff for that first is that your own well-being, your own health, your own mental status. So I think from there, the other side also is important to look at. If not, then what? So the moment you stop being expecting, or you stop the irrational expectations, there is other side to it, which is of peace, which is of contentment, which is of satisfaction.
Hmm.
And it is
How
difficult.
do you stop
And it
it?
is difficult. Yeah, there is no pat answer to that, because it is an ongoing process, and we all keep falling into the trap, and we will keep falling into the trap after also recognizing now that we discussed. It doesn't guarantee, or it doesn't give a kind of coating or a seal
Hmm.
from this, because maybe after 10 minutes or 5 minutes we may again fall into that trap. The only possibility which we have now created is that now we can catch ourselves.
Hopefully, quickly.
The earlier the better.
Yeah. And so I think, like, when you are stressed out, okay, uh, when I'm stressed out, when and I'm, let's say, sitting in a bus stand, and it's a busy, chaotic mess, and you're stressing out. So I just pause for a while when I become present that I'm stressing out, and I start slowly breathing in and out and just observing, not like also like I'm closing my eyes, or the other person will not even come to know, around people around me will not come to know that I'm trying to calm myself, but essentially in a very natural manner you just are breathing and you're kind of observing. So for me, that way it calms me down. Now I'm just thinking that the same exercise, at the root of it, is to just become get yourself into the right now, and it allows me to look at my whole stress situation in a slightly detached manner. Now, will that kind of an exercise work while looking at expectations? And then the first step is also to catch yourself into this.
Absolutely. Once you catch yourself, 50% of your problem is solved, and then giving some more time to that, I think that solves the rest of the problem. Because as we were discussing in this week's theme of humor, that comedy is equal to tragedy plus time. So the moment you give some time, many tragedies appear to you yourself as comedy. So then you lose the grip of that topic
Hmm.
with some time, and that's very important in today's day, especially if we look at, I can see in the corporate world, people get irritated, they start writing dirty emails to people. I don't know why. Maybe they themselves might be repenting afterwards, that why have I written that email. I don't know how they react afterwards, but it's very strange to see, just by being with that particular moment with themselves for a couple of minutes or seconds. I think the whole story can take a different turn altogether.
Hmm. And it's not about writing those nasty emails as well. It's just that even if you don't write as a civilized person that sort of a nasty email, the thought in your head is actually impacting you.
Correct. So it is actually, and as we discussed some time back, it is just an external facade which people want to take. The internal thing is that I am insecure, I want attention, I am not good enough, people don't love me. So it is all coming from there.
Hmm. And allowing us to pause ourselves, do you think in that context we also become present to what is hidden behind?
It gives you an opportunity, at least. If not guaranteed, an opportunity is definitely present there, because I am stopping myself both physically, mentally, from a thought process point of view. It definitely gives me an opportunity to look at different choices which are available to me at that point. So choice point is something which we are left before we switch off.
So, what is the takeaway, and how do you want to complete this conversation, Prasanna?
Yeah, I think the takeaway for me in this conversation is that every point in time we have a choice whether to take a direction, b direction, or find a c new direction which is altogether different and more empowering. And the other thing is that when we are talking of switching off, it is important to understand we are not talking of switching off the relationship, we are talking of switching off the expectations.
Absolutely. With that, we can complete.
Yep, thank you.
Thank you for listening. For more such podcasts and daily writings, subscribe us on creating13.com, that is creating13.com. We request you to share this podcast with your friends and family and anyone who may be interested in such topics. Your sharing will only help us to reach out to people and to serve our cause. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. We've put the links in the description. You can also listen to our podcast on your favorite podcast platform now. We hope that you've enjoyed this episode, and we wish to have you with us again next week for listening a new episode. Until then, take care